Welcome, everybody, to the Next Save Point Show, where each and every episode we are going to talk about the latest and greatest video games, what we're playing, and what's going on in the video game world. My name is Travis Costello, and I am going to be your host. My co-host to my left is Joshua Russo, our editor-in-chief.
What's going on?
And then up in Northern California area, we have Jerry Rocha.
Hey, what's up?
I know, I'm getting really crazy with my inflection and deflection. But yeah, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and throw it to Josh. Why don't you describe what NSP is and where it came from?
Well, Next Save Point's always been in the back of my mind for almost a decade, it feels like. I've always wanted to do a website, show, podcast, news articles, all that stuff. I've just never had the time or the resources. Now I finally do. So now we're throwing it together and we're all working on it together. The name itself of Next Save Point came when I was a little kid. I was all over the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and I really hated turning that thing off. So whenever I was told, okay, come on, let's go, or bedtime or whatever had to be done, that was what I'd say. It's like, oh, hold on, next save point. I gotta get to the next save point so I can turn it off. I don't want to lose my levels.
Like when your mom's like, hey, dinner, come down for dinner.
Well, a lot of it was softball, dinner, going to my grandma's or something. I don't know. So, yeah, I always wanted to go to the next save point. I always want to play a little longer. And it never really changes as I got older. I still always want to play. I always want more time and never have enough. So that's where the name came from, and I'm glad that this idea is finally coming to life now. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you guys for joining me to make it a reality.
Yeah, the website's been really it's actually growing. We're noticing more people are checking it out, and it just started. So that's always a cool thing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and when Josh says literally, it's been. Well, not literally, more like figuratively. It's almost been a decade. Like, I remember him coming to me when we were attending community college and bringing up the idea, like, hey, I want to do this. That was around 2007. So it's nice to see, after all these years that, the idea was still there and the enthusiasm to make this happen, which made me happy in turn.
Yeah, and, well, most of the internet is relatively free, so it doesn't really take a lot of financial effort, but it's like we're busy, we're adults, and we kind of figure we'd rather spend our time playing video games, but it'd be pretty cool to write about it and talk about it, and that's what we do every day. So let's get started. What are you playing right now?
I think we all got the same answer to this one, right?
Pretty easy, yeah.
Yeah, it is no secret that Fallout 4 came out this week, and that's all we've done all week.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about all week. I mean, I've sprinkled my Destiny playtime here and there. But, still for the most part, I think we've all been playing Fallout 4. It's a great game.
Well, other than Fallout 4, that will be the big topic of the show. What else are you guys playing? What do you guys play on a regular basis lately and such?
Well, man, lately, before Fallout came out, I was all over Borderlands 2 Handsome Jack collection for quite a long time. I feel like I haven't played anything else in a long time.
Well, yeah, so the listeners know, Josh bugs Jerry and I on a regular basis. Neither of us have Borderlands.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, do you have any Borderlands games?
I mean, I got it for free on Plus. I think the first one.
No, number two. Number 2 was.
Was it number
Plus.
2?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got that one, and I bought.
Oh no, you know what, guys? Dragon Quest. That's what I've been playing.
Dragon
Quest Heroes on PS4. We wrote a review. We put it up on the Next Save Point. If you guys want to check it out, I wrote all about it. It's fun. It's different type of Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
And Dragon Quest, you've played how many of the Dragon Quest games?
There are 10 in Japan. 9 came to America. I've played 9.
What's wrong? You didn't want to go get that Japan one?
I have number 5 in Japanese for the PS2. I had somebody who was out there pick it up for me. I didn't know they were region locked when I picked that thing up, so I've never played my Japanese Dragon Quest.
Actually have it. You just yeah, okay. So you were a completionist in
No, I don't have number 10.
just the Japanese one.
I bought a Japanese Dragon Quest once, and I'm not doing it
okay.
again
Okay,
because
okay.
even if I could play it, I can't read it. In those games, you do a lot of reading.
That's awesome. What about like iPhone? Like for me, when I am, let's say, sitting on the John, I or like laying in bed, I always default to Worms. It was a free game. It's the little worms. It's turn based. You just blow up other worms. I mean, literally, it's just blowing up worms with nukes and shotguns and machine guns and rappel rope and such. It's what I do to kill time when I'm, needing to kill time on the phone. You guys play anything on the phone?
I find actually, speaking of Worms, I find it surprising how long that game has been around.
Yeah.
It's very like I'm surprised. Like every other year, you hear like, oh, Worms, whatever. It's on PSN for like $10, and you're like, this game's still going? How? But then you play it, and then you see why. It's a very fun, multiplayer game.
See, I've heard of it, but I've never played it. I know it's been around since PS2 or before that.
Something like that.
Long time.
It's very popular. I mean, they're still making games, It has to sell if you're still making a game.
It's like that generic tanks game where, you basically use the environment or have to kind of traverse the environment to get access to your opponent or enemy, and then you have to, compensate for wind and all this cool. It's easy. It's just it's like it's like Tetris, Like obviously it can be hard, but oh man, just try turning it off. My wife, she just loves that I just look at my phone all day.
When I'm on the go, I'm less likely to play games on my phone and more reading crap on there. But I've been taking my Vita out and about, and I've been trying to get my trophies. I did finish. I platinum Final Fantasy X finally. After I got that thing on launch, and I finally platinumed it now.
When did it launch? When was that?
When did that come out?
March. It was March. It was March.
This year? Was it this year?
No. Yeah, it was March 2014. It was definitely March 2014 because the PS4 version came out this year. And I know it took them a year to release it on PS4 after it came out on PS3. So it took you a better part of a year and a half almost.
Yeah, I would just pick it up, level up my sphere grid, and finally completed those sphere grids and killed those Dark Aeons that were giving me tons of trouble. So,
well, go ahead, Jerry.
Speaking of on the go, the only game that I really recently been playing is actually on my 3DS. And it's actually a free game, a free-to-play one. It's Pokemon Shuffle. It's your classic, Bejeweled type game, like Connect 3, but, with a Pokemon twist to it. So it's very, simple in the sense that, you drag your pieces, you connect 3, but at the end, you get to damage the Pokemon. And if you damage him enough, where you beat him, you can throw a Pokeball and try and capture him. So it does that thing very well where it combines the established Pokemon elements, and it makes it, to me at least, it makes it stand out from your regular, Bejeweled or your Candy Crush,
Yeah.
While it kind of sucks that you get 5 hearts, which means you can do 5 levels. You regenerate every half hour, which I guess is not as bad, but you can't really play for long periods of time. But if you're on a 3DS, I mean that makes sense. You get short little bursts. You play your 5 levels, let it sit, and then next thing you know, you can play another 5 levels. And I find it really entertaining.
Now, is that one of those freemium games where you can pay to play, you can pay to play longer or further or whatever?
You can buy diamonds. That's their currency. I forget the exchange rate because I don't really buy. I don't think it's worth to buy the diamonds.
Yeah,
smart.
But you can exchange the diamonds for power ups, for damage multipliers, more Pokeballs, or just more lives to play.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way things are going, and I'm glad that they stick to just the free games. I mean, we could talk about microtransactions at another point because I know we have our opinions on them, but yeah, that's kind of where free, quote unquote, free mobile gaming is kind of heading, or has been there for a while now.
No, yeah, I agree. Definitely the trend these days.
No, so I'm strictly PlayStation 4 and phone. I don't have any other consoles. I'm the most casual gamer of the group. But what else do you guys have? what's your armory? What's
I'll
what's
let,
in your
I'll let
armory?
Jerry go first.
Well, I have my PS4. I have a 3DS and a Vita, and I have a Wii U.
Okay.
I'm missing that Xbox One. I've been eyeing it the last couple months, just because I'm a big fan of the Halo franchise, and Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider reboot.
I got to get it early.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I've been trying to, you know, trying to make the leap, but not quite jumping in just yet. Finding that sweet deal that'll give me, one or two games with it. But yeah,
I'm in the exact same boat. I got everything you got, and then on the last gen, I got the 360 PS3. You also do, right?
yeah, correct.
Yeah. So same thing, man. At the Xbox One, I want to pull the trigger. I've come close a couple times, but there's nothing in that library that makes me feel like I need to buy this.
Yeah, especially with you, because you aren't
Not a
exactly
Halo
the biggest
fan,
Halo
yeah.
fan. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, what's exclusive?
Gears of War. I mean, I played the crap out of Gears of War on 360, and then they released that remaster. I'm like, oh, should I? Should I? I don't know. I played it before, so
Yeah, and
Maybe
then
not.
Tomb Raider, obviously.
I can wait
We'll
for
get
Tomb Raider.
we will get Tomb Raider. I mean, one of the greatest games of the last gen.
Yeah.
In my opinion, just one of the most fun playthroughs. But I'm not jumping at the bit to go out and buy an Xbox One just to play one game that's going to last me,
Yeah.
30 hours?
Especially when you got the Uncharted collection you could play, and then Uncharted 4 will come out. And by the time you're done with that, guess what? Tomb Raider will probably be out.
Boom, done. Yeah, I just so we're all clear, I have never played a Uncharted game. I was a PlayStation 2 guy, and then I skipped the whole PlayStation 3, went to 360, and then jumped back in on the PS4. So Uncharted is uncharted territory. Oh, see what I did there? Oh. Hey, I'm a pro now. I'm a pro. Okay, well, let's just keep moving on to what we're all eager to talk about, and it's the topic of the show. It is Fallout 4.
Oh man.
I know, it's big stuff. So good. So, Josh, why don't you talk about what Fallout 4 is and where it came from?
Well, I mean, it was developed and published by Bethesda Games Studios, and they are known for having huge, massive open world games, and this is no exception. And with their massive sandbox games comes, infamously, their bugs that they're known for, and this Fallout 4 is no exception to any of that. It's huge, it's awesome, it's vast, and it's buggy. It's super buggy.
Yeah, and
I agree.
The setting, post-apocalyptic.
I guess I should what it's actually about. Yeah. It takes place in America, Boston Commonwealth, after a nuclear detonation, 200 years after, to be exact. And the place looks a little worse than regular Boston does. But
yeah, to say the least. I mean, maybe walking through the trees, it looks pretty. It's a beautiful game. But when you get to downtown, whatever that Concord is, and you start to see the buildings falling apart, yeah, it probably doesn't make Boston look too sharp.
There's a couple sinkholes and rotting landfills. Yeah, but
you're talking about the game or actual Boston?
I've never been to Boston, but I've met some people who have. They don't speak too highly about some of the areas there.
Nah, I'm sure it's beautiful.
This game has been. I mean, it was crazy how quickly it was announced and how quickly it came out. I mean, I really love springing it out, like saying, "Oh, hey, guess what? We have this game, and guess what? We're not going to tease it out for a year and a half, 2 years. We're going to give it to you this year." I thought that was fantastic. They revealed it at E3. They gave us a release date, and then we built the hype up until then, man. And the hype, I think, was well-deserved because of how great their games have been in the past. But it was also impossible to live up to.
Oh, yeah.
If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead.
No, it makes sense. Because of that hype that you build, you get to see people that are completely like one of my friends. He's not the biggest Fallout. He told me that he got Fallout 3 and could not get into it, and I'm like, just how can you not get like Fallout 3? Like, to me, that game was just like the world, just walking around the wasteland was such a unique experience, like, oh, you've discovered this settlement. Oh, this person has a quest for you. To me, that's what makes that game great. And to see him, go out and try Fallout 4 after disliking Fallout 3 is just, like, and not liking it. It was like, how is this possible? Like, this game, I feel like you it does very little wrong, like being
Well,
very objective. I
well,
don't know.
we'll get into the likes and dislikes of the game in a
Okay.
bit, but
Well,
let's since we're talking about Fallout 3, that's what got me back in because I was out of the hardcore gaming scene for a while, and then I got my 360 and I got Gears and BioShock, and then I went to Blockbuster and I rented Fallout 3. And as soon as I left the vault, I was like, this game is awesome. I returned it and I went and bought it.
wow, you and I have the complete opposite experience with Fallout 3. And it's not that so let me tell you, I came in with a 360. I had I think I had just played Skyrim, or I'm confusing the timeline, but I went to GameStop. I bought Fallout 3 because the guy behind the counter said, if you like X, you're going to love this. And I said, okay, that's fantastic. So I went and played Fallout 3, got out of the vault, walked around my first building and said, nope, I'm out. I don't like this. I don't like the VAT system. I don't like that slow down style of play. I don't like having to carry everything and being overwhelmed with, or overloaded. I just didn't like that whole concept. I hadn't gotten into really the quest lines yet, and I think I've since played it. I love it. I think that's where I probably should have been more patient, but I returned it, and I think I just went back to playing Skyrim, which is ironic because I did not know at the time that they were basically the same game. I mean, it made sense, but it was like the better version of Fallout 3 in my opinion. I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
See, and I always saw it the other way around. I always preferred the setting and the look of Fallout to like Skyrim. I did not
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
Skyrim. I did not like Skyrim at
More of a
all.
Fallout than Elder Scrolls for sure.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh man.
Because it's a little more real. Like, I mean, it's silly because of the way that the world is, but I mean,
It is a
I'd much
wasteland.
rather be dealing with like radiated mole rats than some, wizard or giant trying to kill me. Like, well, I could totally see this happening. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but dragons.
I could picture
Them
myself.
dragons.
See, but it's not a
can
knock
picture
to
myself.
it's not a knock to fantasy in general because I enjoy fantasy games too. There's nothing wrong with like dragons and wizards. It's just that for a game like Fall, like a big open world, I find a wasteland on a city that I can relate to way more appealing.
Yeah, when you pick up that toaster, you're like, oh hey, I have a toaster. When
We
when
have
you
toasters.
when you pick up a goblet, you're like, wait, what's it? What is that? What kind of cup is that?
Precisely, yeah.
Well, so let's first impressions. I'll tell you my first impression. Fallout 4. I got it the day it was shipped to my house. I couldn't play right away, so I went to bed at I finally got to plug it in at like 11 o'clock, and I stayed up till almost 4 in the morning playing that game. It was so much fun. It was like inhaling it. I couldn't get enough of it. It was so beautiful. It was so great. Coming out of that vault was just the most beautiful thing I've seen on this PlayStation 4 since probably The Last of Us. What about you guys?
Well, real quick, first, it's been out for about 5 days. How many hours would you say you put into it?
I've probably put in 15 hours, maybe 20 hours. That's probably 15 hours. We'll just stick with 15. I'm scratching the surface. I know.
Jerry,
You guys are gonna hate me.
No, he hasn't played it
you
yet.
got like 4.
I got a good 5 hours in only.
Oh, okay. So you're still working on your character's like facial structure.
Yes. No. Yes. Yeah. Not a lot of not haven't got to play a lot of it. Just life happens, I guess. But I'm trying, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
you
trying.
work that odd schedule, like that
Yeah.
get home at midnight kind of schedule. I don't know how you do it.
And I've been playing nonstop. I have probably more hours than I can count or care to admit. I've got well over 40, for sure.
So
And-
yeah, and you beat the game.
I beat
Right
the
away.
game. Yeah, I blew through the quest line. I mean, I did a couple side quests, but it was just something about that story because I mean, the premise of the game is you enter this vault as the bombs are dropping. Your character gets frozen with her husband or wife, depending on what gender you
Are,
picked.
are we
Spoiler
doing
alert?
spoiler alert?
This is the main story. I mean, this is in the commercial.
Okay,
We're not gonna.
okay.
I'm not gonna give away too many details.
Okay, okay,
But this
okay,
is
Okay, okay, okay.
Basic premise at the very first 20 minutes of the game. You get frozen. You wake up 200 years later, and somebody has taken your son, who is an infant, and that's it. You go out. You're in this crazy, totally different post-apocalyptic wasteland, trying to find your son because somebody took him. And so I really want to know where he went. And so yeah, I blew through the quest line. I just went searching for my son. I didn't hit too many of the side quests because I really wanted to find that baby.
And I'm notorious for like getting into the side quests, and especially now with this build up, this shelter building. Oh man, I think I've spent more time just making sure that I have turrets set up and clean water coming into my sanctuary. More time doing that than I have actually doing quests. Now, quests are fun, and I love shooting raiders like left and right. But oh man, that shelter building system is so cool.
It is, and I haven't been able to get as creative as I'd like. I just threw up the walls, a couple turrets, and ran out of there to go find my kid. But I definitely want to go back, and I want to.
You're playing it like a real person, and I'm playing it like a video game.
I really want to make a really cool looking castle, but I can never make anything cool on Minecraft, so I don't know how I'm gonna do on this.
Yeah, that was always been my issue with I haven't really even touched the sanctuary at all. I actually been doing the very little playtime. It's just side quests. Like I'm walking around the wasteland because I love that. I love walking around the wasteland and finding settlements and then like being surprised, like, oh, can you help me out with this? And it was like, sure, I'll waste 20 minutes helping you kill some raiders. Like that's I feel the thing that I love about Fallout, that just finding people in the wasteland.
Yeah, I love that anything can happen anywhere, anytime. Like I was just wandering in the middle of nowhere. I wasn't at a settlement or town or anything, and something happened. No spoilers. And all of a sudden, I've got a quest, and I got to go take care of it. And it's just like I had no intentions. I wasn't looking for anything. This thing just found me, and it's just cool that anything can happen at any time, and you just roll with it.
Yeah.
And
What do you guys think? Actually, I've been bringing this up. What do you guys think of how the power armor works this time?
I love it. I love it. I mean, I think it's the coolest thing. I love being able to just like step into it. First of all, and, like it's not just a piece of armor that you put on. You're like actually in something. I love that the HUD changes. I love that it's limited in that you actually have to use it. It's not unlimited. You can't just go do the first quest that gives you power armor and then just have this bitchin' armor for the rest of the time you're in the wasteland. Like you actually have to savor it.
Which is exactly what I did in Fallout 3.
Which is
Game of the Year.
exactly what you told me to do in Fallout 3.
I run to Operation Anchorage and get the winterized power armor. But yeah, I mean, the fact that it runs on the limited fusion cores has left me not using it that often unless I know I've got something big going down. I better go Sanctuary and grab my power armor.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like it a lot, but it's kind of annoying how you can't, you got to step out of it if you want to craft some weapons or armor, or there's certain things you can't do in it that you think, why not? Why can't I do anything in this?
Mm-hmm.
And so that gets mildly irritating, but for the most part, yeah, it's really cool. I haven't unlocked as many customizations for it as I want, but the mod system, let's talk about crafting and modifications.
Oh, it's the best.
And the worst.
Oh, really?
Really, have you not been grabbing everything you see?
Oh man, I'm not only grabbing everything I see, I'm shoving it down my dog's throat. I'm
Exactly.
making, I'm fast traveling and coming back. It's crazy.
Yeah, every building or cave or tunnel that you go into, you got to come back to Sanctuary afterwards and dump it all out because you want to pick up everything, which is cool because in Fallout 3, I'm going down the subway tunnels and I'm like, what are all these plates and cans doing in here? Like, who would pick these up? They're not worth the resale value to carry in your inventory for the amount of time it would take to go
And they
sell them.
didn't have any purpose other than just.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't you place them in your like if you bought a house in Megaton,
Yeah. Yeah.
couldn't you like set them up in your like in your apartment house shack,
why?
whatever?
Yeah, so when you have guests, you have plenty of plates.
Because you had your bobbleheads there, right? Like they
Yeah.
had to display the bobbleheads. So I thought you could do that, but honestly, other than that, there was no point to like the.
I mean, I never hung out in my house that much in Fallout 3, so
Which is so different than Fallout 4. So one of my biggest, it didn't take me out of the story, but it kind of dawned on me when I was playing Fallout 3. Why are we collecting bottle caps? Like, why do people actually care about bottle caps? There is a perceived value in them, but I would much rather have, I don't know, metal because, like, look at this place. Like, Megaton was a great example. Megaton. Why am I saying it like Jerry now? It's built on, like, basically struts and sheet metal, and you'd much rather have the sheet metal than 100 caps or whatever. Here, it's the complete reverse. I don't care about caps. Caps only get me more material so that I can go build a safe shelter, you know?
well, with this glitch, you don't have to care about caps.
Ooh.
What glitch? I
See,
haven't.
that's a whole other topic. I am very against exploiting a system or like I actually haven't even looked at it. I don't even know how it works.
Are you serious? Do you want me
Yeah.
to tell you? I mean,
Yeah.
if I tell you,
I'm not
you don't
gonna
have
I'm
to
not gonna do it.
me,
but
me,
you
me
tell 'em.
either. I haven't been using it. I don't know what you're talking about, Jerry.
Look, I'm playing the game that was delivered. All right, bugs and all.
Well, and the cool thing is it doesn't affect your story. I mean, the story's
It's
gonna
optional.
be the same. You're not gonna go out there and be just unstoppable because you could still get blown to bits. I mean,
And I did this morning.
so did
but,
I.
But basically, the glitch didn't always work for me. Worked most of the time, but there were a couple vendors, or mainly if it was nighttime, is what I noticed. Sometimes I'd have difficulty doing the glitch. That could just be my copy, though. But you check the vendor's inventory, and the first ammo is normally 308 ammo. You buy it all in one, but you never finalize the transaction with Square. You buy it all and then sell back all of it, but one. Oh no! Is it the other way? You only sell, yeah, you sell all of it except one bullet, right? Or do we get that backwards?
No. You
asking
sell.
the wrong
So you,
person.
you buy all the ammo and you sell back only one, and then you sell back a chunk of that same ammo. So you like sell them twice. You sell them one bullet, and then you sell them 40 of the 50 or whatever. And then after that,
And you
just
said
keep
you
selling.
didn't do it, right, Travis?
No, I could. I mean, no,
And then-
I've never done it. I've never done it. Yes,
So basically, you got this one bullet in your inventory that'll never disappear. So you keep selling the one bullet, and then after that, you can try to sell that
So-
person's stock again to you. Like, let's say you sold them 100 bullets, and then you try to buy back the 100 bullets. It'll just glitch out and just double the money that you've been selling.
yeah.
So
It'll be
you just
200,
get
400,
jillion
800.
caps.
Yeah, and then they owe you 30,000 caps, and you're like, oh, well, you owe me this. I should just buy
And then-
all of your inventory.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Oh, that's. Still probably won't do it.
you shouldn't. You shouldn't. It's cheating. It's terrible. But technically,
Cheating is bad, right, Josh?
What?
cheating is bad. It is bad. But for this situation, I'm gonna use it to my advantage and build a bigger
Well, you-
castle.
Patriots.
Some people call it exploits,
Oh.
and
Well, when
there's
in
video
Boston,
proof of this glitch, homie.
when in Boston.
Hey.
Hey, yeah, Josh and I are big Patriots fans, so yeah, no comments about that.
Anyways, so have you guys ran into any other glitches so far?
There was one I was so I've been cruising with the dog. I don't know why. I know I have other companions as options, but he is so cute. And I could put a little scarf on him. So he found something. He goes and finds stuff, and he was looking. There were two situations. He was looking underneath a building, like he was underneath it, like it was a raised building, and he was pointing at something. I'm walking around. Well, he was pointing at something in the building upstairs. So he was off by a floor, And then the other thing too, he was looking into a cabinet, like pointing his nose in a cabinet, and there was no way to get in the cabinet, but I saw a little like crack, like the cabinet was cracked a little, and there was a med kit in there. So once I could point my cursor on the med kit, I was able to get it, but it wasn't clearly accessible. Like it was actually a glitch. It shouldn't have had a door on it, or the door should have been able to open, you know?
Huh.
So that's it. I mean, that's the only
Really?
thing.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
The only thing for me has been with subtitles. For some reason, with a couple characters during conversations, I'll get the first line of dialogue. It'll appear, and then it'll just get stuck on that. They'll keep talking, they'll keep doing their whole dialogue thing, and that one, the first line they had of dialogue, it'll just stay there on the screen. And it was kind of a problem the other night because I had it on very low volume, and I was using the subtitles, to read it. And then I was like, why isn't it changing? What did she just say? Oh my God, what am I doing? So that was really annoying. But it only happened once or twice. The only other glitch besides that was, I think, also during a dialogue scene, the camera was going inside Codsworth model. Like you can see inside Codsworth, and I was like, "Why is this happening?" But again, that was another. It only happened once, but so far, that's in my 5 hours. That's the only glitches that I've encountered in the game.
Maybe it's just because I played a lot more than you guys combined, probably.
Probably.
But I have ran
Easily.
into a lot that, man, they're just bad, and I don't know
Well, give us an
how
example.
that kind of stuff happens. But there's one where I was doing a quest, and I was like kind of on a boat dock type area, and I wanted to fast travel because I killed everybody, and it said I couldn't because there were enemies nearby, and there was nobody nearby, and I was like, "What's going on?" And I hit the little VATS button, and it targets this guy who's at the bottom of the lake, this raider who's just walking around down on the floor of the lake, like it's solid ground. And I mean, I can't shoot him through all the water, and he can't see me because he's way the hell down at the bottom of the lake. And so I'm like, oh, what the heck am I supposed to? I got to go all the way like to the shore, off all these boats before I can fast travel out of here because this guy's like unreachable. And I mean, there's that, and then I had the game like straight up crash on me twice.
Oh wow.
Where
Oh.
I did a mission. Well, I didn't do it as like part of a mission. I had to go deliver something, and then did that. Came back to the person who asked me to do that, and then started another quest. And then right at the start of that quest, it just closed out and crashed. And then when I reloaded the game, my last autosave was before I even did the whole delivery part. And so I was like, oh, I'm done for tonight. I'm going to bed. But it's just like stuff like that. It just puts such a damper on what should be so like such an awesome game. And like I was prepared for glitches and bugs, but some of these are just, oh man, ugly.
I think it's you're allowed to give a little bit of glitches. Like I understand why Bethesda released a game with those little glitches because that's the nature of a game that is that big. I mean, you can't have a game that has a plate and a cup that you could grab everywhere you go. You can't have a game that has an NPC where you can actually have a conversation with almost each and every single one.
But why not though? Like,
I
I'm
mean,
not-
you could have that. It's just you have to give a little bit of grace for.
The scope's got to be a lot smaller.
Yeah, I mean, it could take 10 years to make a perfect game. Or, like other games, like maybe Destiny,
oh no,
might
don't-
take 10 years to create what
Hey.
would be. Okay, I know.
Destiny has improved a lot.
I know. I love that game. I didn't think I'd love it as much as I did. And then, it's so much fun to play. But yeah, what were you saying? You said, should we allow that as a consumer?
It's difficult because I feel nowadays most people, it's Bethesda, we can give them a pass, and I feel that there's something inherently wrong with that idea. Like, why can't we get a game that is expansive, that is, we can pick up a plate, like you said, and have it work at the same time, Like, I thought the whole point of video games was for them to work. and not bug out and glitch out. And yes, it's a great game, but why should we sell for less? You know?
I
Mhm.
think you can get a pass to an extent. And I think in at least my experience, they've they the extent has been breached, I guess.
Hmm.
I've had a lot of glitches and a lot like this morning, man, I was playing and I had my companion who was not the dog, but the guy I was with, I don't know what was going on, but he has a ripper. He had an extended ripper as a weapon, which is like a chainsaw. So he had this noise coming from him that was really loud and obnoxious, that just sounded like a chainsaw. And every time I got close, I could tell, like, okay, this is coming from my guy. I was like, let me just take the ripper off him so that this noise stops because it's really distracting and just ruining my experience. And so I took that out, and the noise was still going. So I took everything from his inventory, and the noise was still going. And so I was like, oh, this is what the heck. So I went back to Sanctuary. I dropped him off. I left. I completely fast traveled somewhere else, and then like turned in a quest. Went back to Sanctuary and recruited him because I wanted to like get the relationship quest going on there, and uh, fast traveled to a new area to go start um, looking for some stuff. And all of a sudden, the noise is back, and he didn't have the chainsaw anymore. I don't know what's going on, and now I feel like I can't use that companion because it's just going to be so irritating. I can't hear other parts of the environment because this guy sounds like a chainsaw, and it's like
Weird.
that. Like, well, yeah, exactly. What kind of glitch is that? Where I mean, it takes away from the experience.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in a situation like that too, you're forced to go back to your last save point, and depending on where that was, I mean, I know it quick saves ever so often, but
I just said, hey, buddy, go back to Sanctuary. Get out of here, dude.
so especially if you just finish one of the best or hardest quests, like let's say it's a difficult quest, you're like, do I have to go? Not difficult, hard, because that's sometimes more fun to do it again, but tedious. Like there are some quests that are very tedious, and I have actually, I'm referencing Fallout 3. I've actually had a glitch where I had to go back all the way to the beginning just to make sure that so and so didn't die or whatever it was at the time. I understand what you're talking about. It can take you out of the game. It can make it almost not worth playing.
I do love that the companions can't die anymore because that was
That was a
awful.
pain. That was a pain in
When you got to reload a save because your dog meat blew up. Eh.
the
Speaking of saves, though, what do you guys liking the autosave? Because I feel like it is unreliable.
Oh, it's so unreliable. I come out of my Pit Boy. It says autosave, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I don't need to go save it. And, I want to reload the last save point because, let's say, I was going into a town and I did not have the charisma to persuade a character. And I'm like, man, I should have put on this pair of glasses or whatever. So then I wanted to go back to the save point that I thought it had saved right before I entered that town. Well, sure enough, it was like 30 minutes before that. Like I went back 30 minutes of gameplay, and it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, a game like Fallout, like I rarely trust them to autosave that. I always do my own manual saves, have a couple of them just in case, you know. But I know I hate relying on autosave for a
Yeah,
game
I
like
mean,
Fallout.
I feel like it used to autosave like every time you went through a door or something. Like, and I feel like maybe I'm misremembering or it's just less frequent this time because
It's
I
definitely less frequent.
I thought I was in the clear and went and started a battle and I got wrecked. And it turned out that I was quite a ways away from where I died at. So I had a good, yeah, like half hour to go back to where I was just at. And I had to like remind myself to save. So all the damn time, I got to set like a timer. Oh, found a new location, better save.
Yeah, but the pros of the game, I would say, for me, outweigh these little cons. What about you
That
guys?
That's the beauty of Bethesda. It's like everything you can gripe about. I mean, they more than make up for it. I mean, it's a fantastic game. Like I can't stop playing. Like I said, that's all I've done.
Yeah.
I've
Well,
got all these stuff to complain about, but I still
Still,
love it.
What?
yeah, I feel one of the biggest pros and one of the biggest changes is definitely the gunplay compared to Fallout 3.
Oh
I
yeah.
I feel with Fallout 3 it was almost impossible to kill anything without VATS. It was way too hard. The bullet spread was ridiculous,
Oh yeah.
and in Fallout 4, it's almost like a completely different game. Like you
It's
can actually rely on you don't have to use VATS to go through the game. It'll help,
Yeah, the
but
gunplay is so much better that it almost makes VATS useless.
exactly,
I mean, I still
exactly,
use it to keep track of what enemies are in the area and to use to scope out traps. But other than that, I mean, unless I need a second to analyze like what's going on, I got rushed and I need to scope out how many enemies are in the area, I don't really use VATS that much anymore.
See, I've been using VATS for stuff like as I'm walking up with a sniper, I'll snipe the guy and get that crit. It'll add to my crit shot, or it'll give me that bonus if I go into VATS or whatever it may be. But you're right. When I could just walk up and snipe the guy in the head, especially if I know that I'm going to take the guy on one shot, I'll just shoot him in the head. I don't even need to go into VATS. Before I would do it no matter what. Man, I just want to play right now.
same.
So the gunplay is great. I really like the mods and the crafting, and it's gotten a little ridiculous because I mean I'm like, oh, I like this set of armor, oh, but I need this much material. Let me tag some aluminum. Let me tag some ceramic. And let me go out and just wander around and try to find some of this material. And
It,
I'll spend an entire night just trying to get materials and upgrade all my weapons and armor and get the mods I want. And it's ridiculous how much there is to do.
what about have you built any guns that are like worthwhile or that are so good that you actually can't find a gun to replace it?
Yeah, actually, it's like a combat rifle. It uses 45 ammo, and that thing does like 80 damage, and it's a single shot, and it's almost like like the power of a sniper rifle, but
Mm.
I can use it in close range. I got a scope on it to use, like it's like a medium scope, so I can hit guys that are kind of far away, but not too far. And if I need to do up close, like I can just take out anybody. It's awesome, and because you can name your weapons now. You didn't used to
Oh,
be able to
really?
do that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I haven't done that
I
yet.
haven't done that. Yeah.
yeah. When you're crafting them, I think triangle is a button to rename your weapons, and so I named this one Courier Number 6 after Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
And
Oh,
then
so talk about naming stuff. I don't mean to just jump forward, but you can name your character, and they will actually vocalize the name. Not Travis, just so we're all clear. Last update I heard, you could not have Travis. You could have Jerry, spelled with a G, just so we're all clear, and Josh, obviously, but you couldn't have Travis.
I didn't know that, I didn't know that. So I went with Gerardo, and obviously it didn't pick it up. But
Gerardo!
if I knew Jerry was available,
Welcome back.
Totally would have gone with that.
And then what about having a voice for the main character? That is
I
new to the franchise
love
too.
that. Yeah, a lot of people
That's
were
great.
worried about it. I think it's made it. Maybe that's why I was a lot more invested in finding my baby was because I felt, like more. What's the word? Connected to the character. I mean, I could see and hear what they're going through during this experience,
And that was Troy Baker, right?
No,
Oh,
I don't know. I'm playing as a
forgot.
lady.
it was.
well, that's what I'm talking about. Troy Baker did the lady. No,
No.
I forget who did it. So I'm playing as a guy, but whoever the voice actor was for the guy, and I'm sure it's like that for the girl, does such a good job with the sarcasm, with the honesty. I mean, whatever option I've picked so far, I'm with you, Josh. It makes me actually interested to see what this guy has to say or and how he responds, or she, in your case.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of areas in this game where the voice acting is great, and then there are a couple characters that I've run into it, and you're like, okay, like, how did you get this job? And it's the same thing with some of the textures in the game too. Is there's some things that look really well designed and polished, but there are some characters that look like they never finished, and it's weird how wide the spectrum is on that kind of stuff. But
It's a big game.
yeah,
I mean, I assume they try to put in, as much attention to detail as they can, but sometimes, time limitations, hitting release date might not have enough time. Like, well, this Ghoul can suffer. Me doesn't have that high res texture. But then again, I'm not a developer, so I don't really know.
Well, speaking because I, develop games all the time. Um, but no, just that video that you sent me, kind of the making of or the behind the scenes of The Last of Us, it really gave me, and it's for everybody, it's on YouTube. I forget what it's called. Let's call it The Making of The Last of Us. But it showed the amount of space that each game takes up, like every detail takes up megabyte. I don't know how many gigabytes of whatever, but they actually go into how much each punch, each character, each square acre of game land, it takes up so much space. So yeah, I mean, you have to sacrifice a little bit of detail to probably fit all of that into this huge, huge game.
Yeah, and one of the things that surprised me is that like when I like to check, install sizes on the games, and I was surprised to see the Fallout was actually only 32 gigabytes.
Yeah, don't.
When like Last of Us, which is technically a remaster, was a whole 49 gigabytes. But then again, that might be because they had like 5 sets of languages in there, so I know audio definitely takes a lot of space.
I think
But
the Uncharted collection was like 44 gigs,
Yeah,
which
it was over
took
40.
forever because I downloaded, not installed. I downloaded.
So pros and cons, we've kind of figured that I think we've settled it. It's a better game than it is a bad game. I
I
can't
think
find anything bad with this game yet. I'm not as far into it as Josh, but
same.
yeah, I'll keep you guys posted in the next week's cast.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll have more than 5 hours, or at least me.
You should at least triple that by then.
Oh, I'll definitely.
And then Josh, by the time this podcast is out and available for download, I'm assuming that you're going to be handling the review, correct?
Yeah, I want to have the review up by the end of tomorrow. So by the end of the weekend,
Which is the
15th.
15th. Yeah, so you guys should be able to have this. It should be available on www.nextsavepoint.com, and go check out all of our reviews. And our editor in chief, Josh, will be handling Fallout 4. So, new releases. Let's go talk about what came out this week.
Battlefront. Oh wait,
Star
that's
Wars
next week.
Battlefront.
Yeah, this week.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
Tuesday.
this week.
Yeah.
This upcoming
Oh.
Tuesday. Yeah. So, boom, boom, boom. Are we excited?
No,
No.
Well, but why
I-
not?
a lot
It-
of people are. A
One
lot
of
of
the
people.
main reasons why I am not excited, I'm not exactly against season passes, but I'm I'm okay when season passes are just maps, not when it includes game modes. I feel like when you lock game modes behind a season pass, it's not very fair to the consumer. It splits the user base, and it's just it doesn't seem like a very good practice. Um, Having maps, that's completely fine. But the second you start adding guns, the second you start locking guns, locking maps, locking characters, like to me, that's not okay. And for a game as big as Battlefront, I don't think that's to me at least that killed a lot of the hype behind it.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things for me was the fact that there is no story mode. I mean, I'm not expecting a alternative story to Star Wars. I'm not expecting canon. I don't want to necessarily play a game that needs to fit into the current universe. But I love killing NPCs with lightsabers. And when I'm Luke or Vader and I'm going up to these random players online, I can't just cut them in half. Like I have to go through the online version of, oh, I shot this guy twice and he's still not dead, or whatever it may be. I want to
Yeah,
play an NPC or a story mode. I want the story to be told, and I want to be the one that interacts with it
yeah,
without
no,
Jar
yeah,
Jar.
yeah, and do you guys play the beta?
No, did
I did
you?
not.
Yeah, I did. It's a solid shooter. It's a good game. It just, like I said, and I was really excited. Like after playing the beta, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna buy this on release date." And then the season pass announcement came, and it completely just. And the fact that it's $50, like that's a lot of money.
That's a
It's
game.
you're doing $110 to get. This sounds like I'm ripping off Destiny, actually, to be honest. But you're paying $110 to get a complete game, and it doesn't seem as deep. Like you don't get the story, you only get multiplayer. But God, it's Star Wars. Like it's the game. It's so cool to play. Like having like being in Hoth and taking down the walkers and seeing Darth Vader walk with you as you invade the Rebel base. Like, that's really cool though. So that's well, it definitely killed my hype.
And you get to fly the aircraft. I mean, you get to fly around in a X-wing, and you get to fly around in a TIE fighter, and all this cool stuff. I mean, it's a game that, in a perfect world, I would play this game if it was set up like Destiny. If I could patrol a planet, if I could, get a little bit of storyline sprinkled in there where I have to go kill, a Grievous or something like that. Oh, I'm sold. I'm in.
Yeah.
But this one,
it didn't even need. It didn't even need to be like a new campaign, like you say. It could have been like you just said, like, hey, like there's this little story mission, like where you reenact big battles. Like, hey, you're going after General Grievous, go take him down. With an elite squad. It doesn't have to be canon or go anything, just something to do besides killing other people. Because again, I'm also not very good at multiplayer shooters. I end up getting, when I play the beta, I end up dying a lot more than I did killing. But so that's why I can see a lot of people being turned off to that, that it's only really a multiplayer game.
And I don't know, Josh, what are your thoughts? I love the Star Wars franchise, and so I'm actually considering it, but I'll probably wait till the Game of the Year edition or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it would probably. I'd probably have a totally different perspective if I was a Star Wars fanboy. I mean, I grew up, I watched them all. They were cool, but I didn't freak out about them. So, I mean, I'm not hyped about the new movie. I didn't go camp out to buy tickets. I'll see it whenever I see it. I'm not in a rush. So yeah, I have like zero interest in this game. My brother, on the other hand, he played the crap out of the PS2 Battlefronts, so he's pretty pumped. But I never got into it. So I mean, I really don't have much to say on it.
I think for me, it's going to be like Mortal Kombat. I cannot wait to play it at my friend's house. Like, I cannot wait to go over to my buddies and play that.
Honestly, I was thinking of just redboxing it.
There you go.
Redboxing for a couple of days, because I just no, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let us know. Let us know how you like it.
What else came out this week? What else is good?
What came out or what's coming out?
Or coming out. My bad. What's coming out?
Well, we got Jerry. Are you picking up the Mario Tennis Ultra Smash?
You don't even know how big of a fan I am of that franchise.
I do know. That's why I'm asking.
I have not followed anything other than I knew it existed, and it was coming out sometime this year. I am not picking it up because it has strayed away from the game that I truly love, which was Mario Tennis on the Nintendo 64. I hate the power-ups. The thing in Mario 64, though, is that the power-ups mode was like a separate game mode buried like deep down in that game, and the core game was literally just tennis, And yeah, you had like slightly more powerful attacks if you double tap the button, but they're turning the new ones into pretty much Mario Kart.
Now, this is similar to Wii Tennis? Is that kind of how it plays?
No.
Or
it's like an actual left stick moves. A button is a topspin shot.
It's way more like detailed.
Like a traditional, like let's say a 64 version was. And I just like the simplicity of that one, Like A is a topspin, B is a slice shot, A and B, it's a smash shot. Simple.
Okay.
No power-ups. It's all really like the characters had, like if you had Mario, he was a balanced one, he wasn't that powerful, but he could move around. If you wanted a fast character, you had Yoshi. And they kind of have that, but they're moving more to the Mario Kart formula. Like, oh, you're hitting a box over the net. That gives you like a super shot. Like, use it. And I'm not a big fan of that.
And you can only play as the character you want if you own their amiibos. So you gotta go out, you gotta buy like 45 amiibos,
That
so you can
can't
play
be
the
true.
game
There's
to the
no
full.
way that can't be true. I mean, it would not surprise me. It would not
It's
surprise
not.
me.
It's
I
not.
don't
Microtransactions?
know
Wait, what?
how that amiibo thing works because it's like there's jillions of them, man, and it's like there's no way to justify that you need all these, and whatever they unlock in the game, it can't be worth. I don't know. Jerry's Mr. Amiibo. I don't know if you can explain it.
I actually kind of dropped off that train. I'm not as excited. It's. I mean, if I walk into a store and I see an amiibo that I don't have, like I'll pick it up. But it's not.
It doesn't sound like you dropped off the train, dude.
I mean, I dropped off the hardcore train. If you want to see it like that,
You're not buying them
Before-
on eBay anymore.
Not even that. I'm not waking up at 4 in the morning to go to Toys R Us at 5 in the morning to pick up whatever to see if
Did
I.
you do that ever?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh man.
Well-
I was at Toys R Us at 5 in the morning on the Wave 3 release that had Sonic and Mega Man, I believe.
Well, we'll celebrate when you get your 90-day chip because.
Jesus. But yeah.
Okay, so we got our resident Nintendo and advisor, which is Jerry, and he likes tennis, but not quite this game. What else is coming out? I actually, just so you guys know, I did not do my research on what's coming out, so keep me posted.
Boo.
I know.
Well, you got Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, which was shown a little bit at the Nintendo Direct, which we could talk about more in a bit. That's supposed to come out on the 20th. Typo Man is in the eShop for Nintendo. That comes out on the 19th. The PC version of Assassin's Creed Syndicate will be coming out this week, as well as a couple other terrible-looking games. Kung Fu Panda, Showdown of the Legendary Legends. Yeah, not a lot of other. I mean, Battlefront's the big one. Battlefront, Mario Tennis, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon.
I mean, so Battlefront, I think it's a great game that we're all going to pass on. But please, if you're playing it and you like it, please let us know. We'll on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Next Save Point, or go to our website at nextsavepoint.com. Leave it in the comments.
Leave a comment.
Okay, let's go to our checkpoints. Checkpoints. We're gonna have a really cool.
checkpoints.
Yeah, we gotta have like a little intro music. Checkpoint. But yes, big checkpoint. Game Award nominations. Go.
Ooh. End of the year. The best time of the year for video games.
And this show, I think, it kind of dipped a little bit, but I think it's been getting better, right? Is this only
This
the second
is-
year? Is this like the Spike
this
TV
is-
revamp?
Exactly. This is from what I remember reading about last year's, because last year was the first edition, and this was all. I guess Jeff Keighley was kind of the guy from Game Trailers fame. He was kind of he didn't like the direction the Spike Awards were going. Very. I don't know. You've seen those. They're kind of a train wreck. Very like advertising Doritos, Mountain Dew, all that crap. And I think Jeff Keighley wanted to move away from that and kind of funded his own Game Award show. And if you remember watching it last year, it was it wasn't great, but it was a huge improvement over what we've gotten from the Spike Awards and
Yeah,
whatever.
what was Jeff Winger? Was it the last
Jeff
one?
Winger was like the one
And there was no audience, and it was just painful and awkward.
God.
And
Jeff Keighley wanted to murder.
Jeff Winger, we're talking Joel McHale, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
okay,
wanted
okay.
to murder
Yeah.
Joe McHale with the stares he was giving him. Because he was playing pretty much Jeff Winger from Community, and that guy can be very annoying.
So the thing about these awards are, I don't know if they had these last year. I don't know if you remember, Jerry. They got esports awards.
Yeah,
And I don't know if they had those. Did they have those last year?
I don't
remember.
remember, to be honest, but I do.
So we got
I remember the show, and I remember the show being. I remember they had Koji Kondo, the composer, for like a bunch
Mario,
of
Zelda. Yeah.
yeah, and then he was playing on the piano. He was playing I forget one of the Zelda from Ocarina of Time, and then Imagine Dragons joined in, and like that was like that's really cool. It really felt like a celebration of video games, like with the respect I think it deserved. It wasn't this just Spike Awards, Mountain Dew, Doritos,
Yeah, so we got these interesting categories for esports player of the year, esports team of the year, esports game of the year. So, I mean, I haven't really gotten too much into that, but just the fact that these categories are in this Game Awards show, it kind of makes me feel like maybe I should look into how to watch and get into that kind of stuff because, I mean, it seems like it's a big deal now.
It's
To
a
me,
huge deal.
to me, it's just that the games that they play don't really appeal to me. Like the
Well, yeah,
big esports games, like the League of Legends, the Dota.
Well,
Like,
yeah, let me read the nominees here for Game of the Year esports. You got Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which I would totally check out. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, that also is more on my spectrum. Dota 2, not really my cake. Hearthstone, League of Legends, those are the five for Game of the Year.
Wow. Way to go, Blizzard.
yeah, see, like to me, the last three that you mentioned don't not really a big.
Yeah,
But tons of people are, man. And so it'll be interesting to
Clearly, no.
see how these awards play out. I mean, I'm definitely going to have my eyes on these because I want to see what that culture and community is about, and I'm
No.
interested in joining,
If
at
if
least as a viewer, man.
if you go on Twitch and you could look at the top stream games, you'll see that Dota, Hearthstone, and League of Legends are like the top, like in the top five every time.
yeah. I mean, Hearthstone. Was it Hearthstone or League of Legends? I went on Twitch a couple days ago just to check to see where Fallout fell, and Fallout was still behind one of those two games. It was
Wow.
so surprising because it was, as we know, it was like one of the most played games on console or Steam, or I forget what the report was. I think it was on Steam. It like beat Grand Theft Auto at its peak in the first 2 days.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Those games do appeal to a much more broad audience than any one of these individual games.
So let's do a couple of the categories that we
The
got
big
here.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's not get into all of them because there's over 20. Um, let's just do the big two. Game of the Year. You
Ooh.
got five nominees: Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Super Mario Maker, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
Hmm.
I personally have played two of these games and beaten one of these games, and that's Fallout 4.
Okay.
But
So
what's the other
started-
one?
give us
Started The Witcher
The
3.
Witcher. Yeah, big
and-
game. Big game.
Yeah, too big. I mean, I honestly didn't give it enough chance because I think that's about the time I started getting into the Borderlands pretty heavily. So I forgot about Witcher 3. I should get back to it because it has most nominations in here out of all the categories. It's got, I think, 7 nominations.
And that's a franchise you like, right, Josh? I mean,
I played it. I played 2. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and I really want. I want to go back to 3, but I mean, it's just bad timing for me. I should have done it when it first came out. Now I got Fallout 4 on my plate. I say now I want to get around to it, but I'm not sure if it'll ever happen.
and Jerry, what about the top 5 for you?
So I played 3 of these games.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Really, Jerry?
I-
What's the one that you think you enjoyed the most so far?
so okay, let me start. I actually bought Bloodborne.
I didn't know that.
I did play through Bloodborne. It is. I can see why it's Game of the Year. I can totally see why it's earned all the
Accolades.
accolades, but it's not a game for me. That game is just way too hard. Like, and most people are like, well, get good. Like it's not about getting good. It's just that it's not. I felt it was a bit unfair because it's like classic old school. Like save point, and then you progress like a good 20 minutes, and then you find a boss. And then that boss, like you got the strategy down like a good Zelda boss. You got the rhythm and the pacing, and you dodge him, and you get it all right. And all of a sudden, surprise attack that takes all of your hit points, and you die, and you have to go back. And that really frustrated me because every boss, in like at least the first 2 bosses, that you thought you got the mechanic down, you dodged, you get your 2-3 attacks, you got your strategy, and out of nowhere, this new attack that you've never seen before or wasn't in the pattern knocks you out and knocks out your entire health, and that really pissed me off. And I moved away. I moved away from that game. I was like, nope, not for me.
So why'd you pick
Go
it
ahead.
up?
Because like word of mouth. Like the group of friends that I play with were like, Jerry, you have to get Bloodborne. It's so good. It's so good. Blah blah blah. And I did, and I
Yeah.
didn't really enjoy it.
That review, that word of mouth review, is exactly what I heard as well. I mean, everybody raved about it, but I also have heard that if you put it down for, I mean, this is a lot of games. This is like a lot of games. If you put it down for a little bit, like a week, you come back to it and it's like you have to relearn. Like it's not
Yeah.
a very intuitive game. You
Nope.
actually have to really kind of get into
Yes.
the controls and the whole concept of the game.
Oh yeah.
It'd be
It's-
interesting. Yeah.
So not for me. It's just if you ever played any Dark Souls game, it's very reminiscent of that. And I even heard people say, like, "Oh, this is way easier than Dark Souls," and I was like, "It doesn't matter. It's just still too hard, you know. Like at least give me like an easy option." And the game doesn't even do that. I don't care. I'll play on easy.
What about that other game? Now
That
we know
other
you
game.
play Fallout, but what about that other game? I think I may have heard of that one. I think we might have
Metal
talked about it
Gear
once or twice.
Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. This game, to me at least so far, is my game of the year. And
Did
not
you play
because-
more than 5 hours of it?
Yes. I have not beaten it yet because that game is really, 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 really long.
Oh,
Um,
buddy, I got news about Fallout.
to me, that is not because I'm a Metal Gear fan, which some people might think it's biased, but I think the Metal Gear Solid 5 combined the best elements of Peace Walker, which was a PSP game. Combined the mother base, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about, but who cares? It combines the mother base RPG elements with the open world of Ground Zeroes and the gameplay of Ground Zeroes, and that's just, to me, the only thing that would have made perfect. What was I saying?
That would have made it a perfect 10.
The only thing that Peace Walker. The only thing that would have made Peace Walker the perfect game was if it had better gameplay, because you're on the PSP. There's only so much you can do gameplay wise, and getting that gameplay, getting that. I always forget the name. Peace Walker. Jesus, getting the Peace Walker RPG elements into the console with Metal Gear Solid 5 and its gameplay. To me, it's perfect. Like, there are so many ways you can play that game. There are so many things you can do in Mother Base, like create your own. Oh, you're a big shotgun guy. Well, build your own shotgun. You like rocket launchers. Well, you can make. You want to be a stealth guy. You can make little claymores that stun people instead of killing them. And you have a dog. Do you have a dog? Yeah, you have a dog. You have the dog. It's been a while. I've been playing too much Fallout now.
It's dog meat. Yeah, you get dog meat, and he's your companion. Yeah, you were describing Fallout, so I wasn't sure what game you were talking about. Then
So to me, so far,
you've played every game in the franchise, right? Or
Yes.
or at least most of, or all of them, really.
all
Wow.
of- yeah, even the stupid portable ops on the PS, the one before Peace Walk.
Well, so there's no bias there at all, obviously. But you can't really judge a game by the standalone game. I mean, we are supposed to, and that's what we try to do. But man, when you start carrying, what's his name, Snake Plissken?
Oh, you're thinking of a movie.
I know. But when you think about his story, I mean, it's just like it pays off in this game. I mean, I've watched plenty of footage. I've seen the reviews of it. It just seems like it's a huge payoff for those people that have been waiting for this game for so long. Do you think they'll give it to Metal Gear because of Kojima?
Probably not. Well, they might give Kojima an award or something, but I don't
Well,
think. I don't think. I think the hype behind Fallout, and let's be honest, Fallout is also a very good game and a more popular game. I think they might just give it a Fallout.
Jerry, you didn't pick up Super Mario Maker?
I didn't, and I regret it.
Man, yeah, you seem like you would have got that first out of everybody I know.
I was really into the coverage because IGN had like a whole month of Mario Maker, and I'm like, you guys know me. I'm not a big creator guy, so that's why I kind of dismissed it at first, because I don't like to build stuff. I just like to play levels. And then I saw what people were doing, and I was like, I need to play this. But then Destiny was still happening, and the Taken King came out like the same week. So I had
Yeah,
to
Yeah, I heard the best part about playing with Mario Maker is not playing your own levels, but playing levels that other people
Other
have
people.
played.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool because it's like, oh, I want Mario World Infinity. I mean, you could play
Yeah.
every level.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, you touched on them maybe giving the game for Kojima, just in honor of him. Well, we got Developer of the Year too, and Kojima Productions does have a nomination for Developer of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
along with CG Project Red, who did The Witcher, From Software, who did Bloodborne, Nintendo, who did like basically the developers for every game of the year are up
Mhm.
for game.
It's like
Yeah,
who
Developer
made
of the Year.
who
See-
made Game of the Year? That's
Yeah,
who's the
Bethesda.
developer. Yeah.
Bethesda, Project Red, From Software, Kojima, Nintendo.
But I don't see what are really the it's developer of the year, but what are the qualifications for, like, what are we qualifying these, like, just the games they made this year, or they may over, like, throughout their
That's a
history?
good
I'm
question.
assuming because this is Developer of the Year,
The
we're going for this year.
Yeah, but what qualifies Game of the Year or Developer of the Year? I mean, is it like you came out with a groundbreaking game? Is it like most time played? Is it enjoyment factor, or is
I
it
think it's
all
just
of
a
those?
culmination of everything, and it's I think they read 32 different publications and reviewers got together for the Game Awards, and they're like the panel of the
Mhm.
Academy giving out these awards. So they got to come to some sort of consensus on it, and I'm not sure what they think or how they do it, but it's not just like a man behind the curtain. It's a lot of people involved in this.
Yeah, and I'm just a general question to the two of you, and I'll give my input at the end. But who do you think's gonna win?
it's a tough one because I mean, at the end of the day, these developers are real people, like you and me. They go to work, and I like to believe that for the most part, they pour in their heart and soul into making these games, because they truly enjoy it. And at least from these five, I feel that's definitely the case for all of them. When you see these, like Todd Howard from Bethesda talk about Fallout, you can tell that he is passionate about his games, that he pours his soul into it. So it's kind of, at least for me, it's kind of tough to like judge a developer, based on that.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of, drama stories with the developers this year a little bit. I mean, you got
Mhm.
Nintendo, you have Iwata passing away this
Yeah.
year, and
Mhm.
Kojima's whole departure.
Yeah,
That's
not really departure, but maybe
Yeah.
vacation. Yeah.
And then Bethesda, I mean, everybody knew Fallout 4 was coming, but they said, "Hey, here it is. Here it's coming out in less than 6 months. Get ready, get hyped." Marketing blitz. I mean, they went all out this year. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough.
If I had to pick one though, I know this is weird, but I would probably go with CD Projekt Red.
Oh yeah, just for
Just because they're the ones that we
just
haven't talked about.
because
There's a
of
reason
The
behind
Witcher
this.
3.
Because from what my friend Warren, he was following the release of the game, like, throughout, like, its announcement to the whole thing, and from what I hear, he told me, like, they have like a blog that kind of chronicle the development and everything of the game. I might be wrong. This could be totally wrong. Maybe this part, but I guess with the collector's edition of the game, the thing came with like all the developers' signature, like all the developers' signatures, and on the case on the special edition, like thanking you for your support and like.
It sounds like they're pandering, maybe.
Yeah, like they're like it was kind of like, thank you for supporting us. Here's your game that we done so much to get to you, and to thank you guys, we're gonna do like 16 weeks of like free DLC for you.
Mm.
Yeah, they
that's
did
huge
do a
for-
lot of free DLC.
Yeah,
That's
so
huge, and that's
so-
huge.
I feel for somebody to just give out free DLC, it's not something that's happening with these guys. Bethesda has their season pass. Kojima Productions is doing the whole mother base coins. Nintendo really doesn't do DLC that much,
Bloodborne's got that expansion coming out soon too, right? That's not free.
but it's not free. So I think if you're gonna do like, people making it to earn, I think CD Projekt Red um, has made a good case
What
for
about you,
themselves.
Josh? Josh, what do you think?
Well, Jerry makes a good point. I mean, I don't want to be too biased. I was just impressed with, like I said in the beginning, I love how Bethesda just came out, said here it is, and it's coming soon. I mean, I hate hearing about a game and then knowing that I gotta wait a year and a half for it
Mhm.
to come out. Like, how long have we been waiting for Uncharted 4?
The Last
Could you
Guardian.
imagine if we had only heard about it for 6 months?
The Last
The
Guardian.
Last Guardian.
Seriously. But I mean, there's more to it than that. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I'm gonna definitely be watching.
I mean, I'm gonna be just as unbiased as I can be because I want to pick Bethesda, but it seems like, hey, Bethesda, you kind of just built upon what they do is they build upon what they already have. Um, I would say it's going to be Witcher or Metal Gear, because both of those games were huge jumps from the previous games. And then I would probably go with the Kojima production one because there are emotions out there, and when you have a guy like Kojima who was, one could argue, I mean, we don't know the behind the scenes, but kind of pushed out or whatever. Um, Everybody backed him. I mean, it was the worst thing that could have happened in gaming when it happened. So I'll pick Kojima, Metal Gear. That's what I'll pick.
Ooh,
For both?
Yeah, why not?
ooh.
Huh.
Well, okay, game of the year. I'm gonna go Fallout because it's so much fun. Yeah, screw that Metal Gear, but that would not surprise me.
Yeah,
Man, I really don't like trying to pick a game of the year when I haven't played them all.
Oh,
I mean, there's
yeah.
been a couple years where I have, and I'm like, this is Portal 2, man. That's game of the year, man. And it was, man. That game was great. And people were like, Skyrim, no. I'm like, did you play any of these other games, man? Portal 2 is amazing.
It was
And a
good.
year like this, I just didn't get around to it. So it's tough to call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not. I mean, we are tiptoeing into the professional game review, and so like to actually dedicate. And other game reviewers, there's not one person that plays every single game to platinum. I mean, if they are, they're great, but
They're working overtime.
yeah, but in order to really get the full game experience, you really need to spend the quality time like we are with Fallout right now. So. A couple of checkpoints that we are gonna just kind of touch on Nintendo Direct. Is there anything that we need to talk about? I mean, it was pretty.
They had their first Nintendo Direct since Iwata passed away earlier this summer after E3, and it was a lot of release dates. But the big thing, and Jerry, you like Smash Brothers. How pumped are you about Cloud Strife coming to Smash Brothers?
It's weird. It's
Isn't
so
it?
weird. I mean, it's not surprising if you think about it. They had Snake on Brawl, but I mean, it kind of makes sense with Final Fantasy VII remaster eventually coming sometime in the next couple years. It kind of makes sense to start building like, oh, hey, this for kids that don't know, like, hey, this is Cloud. Yeah, he was in the game in 1997. Like maybe we should look into it.
Well, they're remastering it, so I mean, it's kind of a little cross promotion there if you think
Yeah,
about it.
hmm exactly what I
But
think it is. But like I said, it's not surprising. I don't really find it that surprising because Snake, who was a PlayStation only mascot, made appearance in Brawl. So I
but
mean,
it's
it's still pretty
surprising in
big.
the sense that you're not expecting.
No, yeah,
I,
But
I'm still waiting for my 8-bit Donkey Kong. Like I want that just really squared off Donkey Kong that just throws barrels at people. That's what I want.
that'd be cool if they made an 8-bit Smash Bros. Like they were all like the environment and the weapons were all regular, you know, Wii U graphics, and then you got just 8-bit brawlers doing it.
Probably do better than that movie Pixels. And then obviously BlizzCon happened last week, and we did not go to that. We did not look into that. None of us really plays any Blizzard.
But we might, because Overwatch is coming to consoles.
Oh, heck yeah. I saw some gameplay. It actually looks pretty fun.
It looks pretty fun.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that. It reminded me of like GoldenEye, when you just kind of cruise around. Each character has their own like strengths, which is kind of like a card game or whatever. So I guess they're taking that style and bringing it to bringing it to the console system. But it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see.
Oh, show.
All right, well, cool. So that's it. That was our first episode. Episode 1 in the can. I'm so
Nice.
excited.
And everybody listening, we want to thank you guys for joining us. And we would really mean a lot if you'd follow us on social media. We're everywhere. Twitter, Next Save Point. Facebook page, Next Save Point. Instagram, and, of course, the website, nextsavepoint.com.
Very cool. We will see you next time at the Next Save Point.
Bye.
Deuces.